Good morning, guys. What's going on? Captain Cody Davis here for another episode of Tight Splice Charters. Hopefully a slightly different episode of Tight Splice Charters. Something pretty cool for you guys. If it all works out, we'll see. I am on Lake Okeechobee. I'm here in the Kissimmee River, put in here at the north end of the lake, getting ready to go under the bridge here. And as you can see behind me, very overcast, very dreary. We just got done getting pounded by rain over the past 2 days, and we have zero wind on the lake, as of right now anyway. I'm hoping it stays that way. Sorry, I'm going under the bridge. What is the lack of wind? What does the lack of wind do? It can make the fishing very tough on the Lake Okeechobee, especially coming off of a full moon during the summertime like we're on right now. With the high water temps, these fish are going to prefer to feed at night if at all possible. And with the lack of wind and the good visibility in the water right now, I'm sure that's what the bass are doing. So the bass fishing has been a little bit difficult. So we're probably gonna do some bass fishing today too, but I'm gonna try and start the day off by finding some moving water, and we're gonna try and target some Lake Okeechobee tarpon. A lot of snook and tarpon have been being caught over the past couple of days with these good conditions for it. My father-in-law caught a really nice snook yesterday. So we're gonna get out and see what we can do. I've never caught a Lake Okeechobee tarpon, but I've never really targeted them. Anytime I really come across them, I'm not really ready. So probably the time that I'm ready, I'm not gonna find any, but that's gonna be the plan. We're also gonna try and get into some stripers or hybrid bass today too, and obviously some largemouth. If you can see here, it's kind of hard to see, but you can see we got no wind, and I don't know if you can see on this camera, but there's just tons of balls of little shad swimming around on top, giving themselves away, and that's what these tarpon and basically bass, stripers, snook, everything are going to be feeding on. So we're going to make a short run, and we'll start from there, see what happens. Hopefully this works out for you guys. Of course this ran out of battery. All right, so I don't know, 0 for 25 on tarpon, but caught a nice Lake Okeechobee snook there. Pretty cool. That's actually a fat snook, which is, yes, it's a fat snook, but it's an actual species called a fat snook. They're almost a largemouth and a common snook combined. You can just see how round she is. She got a really big anal fin here. It's crazy being in this lake how pretty these snook are. I mean, you know, a lot of times when we catch them in the back canals and stuff in the brackish water, they're real dark. I mean, this thing looks like it just came out of the ocean, so pretty cool. That lure was getting bit more than anything. She choked it. I only had 20-pound leader. That was like a 20-pound tarpon. That was a good one. I knew I should have brought a few more of those from the house. She threw the lure. She came up and jumped and broke me off and threw the lure. This is crazy. Alright guys, so I don't know how much of that you saw on film. I didn't do a very good job of having my cameras ready and set up and on and off, and I was scrambling. I know there's a lot of tarpon in this lake, but that was 4 hours of fishing and probably saw 300 roll. I mean, there's a lot over there. Caught a snook, a little one, and lost 2 other ones that I don't even think I put in here, got on film. Had a lot of tarpon, just bat the bait, not get hooked. So, I was gonna come back tomorrow morning and try it again, but instead of doing all that, I got stuff I gotta do. I literally just pulled the boat. I am running over here to fishing headquarters. I'm buying 2 dozen shiners and gonna haul ass back to the spot. It really slowed down, but when I left, I saw a couple of them roll. I figure with live bait, it should, in theory, be, you know, instant. If you get it in front of one, you should eat it. So I really didn't want to do the live bait thing. I probably hooked about 9, maybe 10, not counting the snook. So I did pretty good on artificial. It's just I was fishing really light line, you know, 20-pound leader, and you know, some of them frayed through it, and I couldn't put too much heat on the fish on the hook set, so a lot of them threw the hook. So I had a lot of stuff go wrong. So I'm literally gonna swing in here to Mike's. He's got shiners. I'm backing in, throwing shiners in the boat, hauling ass back. So I'll see you at the spot. God, I love them. Give y'all a little tip about tarpon. They're never done. This is where you lose a tarpon right here. That's all right. We got to see it. I've got a strong fish now. Hooked him perfect. God, what a pretty fish. Hold him up real quick. There we go, boys and girls. Lake Okeechobee tarpon. Look how cool that is. Oh man, they're cool. Alright, you want to really take your time and revive. Now you see they're gulping air, but just want to, man, that's cool. Rolling all around me. First lake, oh, that was my first one in the lake. Yes. Not a good place to hook a tarpon next to a giant alligator. Folks, that is a gigantic alligator. And he's going under, it's not good. But we got another tarpon. Again, we're fishing very light line. I got 10 or 8 pound braid, or 10, I think 8 pound braid on here, and I went down to 17 pound fluoro. Trying to convince these guys to bite. They're still rolling. Not nearly as big as the last one, but got some spunk. I don't want to fight them too long in this hot water, but hooked them. Such a cool little fish. Hoping that giant gator doesn't come up and try to say hi. Trying to do this quick so Mr. Allie G Gator doesn't get any ideas, because he's big enough to eat somebody. Okay, stop it. Number 2. I don't know what that was. I have a big manatee hanging out in here or something. You see that big boy? But look how cool these fish are. They're almost just like a giant shiner. That one's pretty dark. About the same size as the last one, just not as fat. This fish here is probably 4 years old. I mean, but for those of you that don't know, this fish will get up to 300 pounds. We do have bigger ones in the lake, but these are the most fun right here. Oh, you're ready to go.